What's up, everyone? Welcome to the NBA Pick and Pod. My name's Dawson Shine, and I'm your host today. So, kicking it off today on a rainy Wednesday morning, we're going to be breaking down some Team USA basketball and Olympic basketball. Because you don't want to always just focus on one team, one country. There's plenty of teams playing in the Olympics right now, and they all look fun to watch. So we'll obviously be kicking it off with Team USA, but we'll be moving on to some other teams and some potential great matchups to watch later on down the line in the Olympics. First off, I want to talk about Team USA playing their second game Monday night against Venezuela. They obviously crushed their first game 119-62 against China, just dominating from the tip. They obviously won by 57 points, and it wasn't close throughout it. Now, the second game they played against Venezuela, they won this 113-69, an absolutely ridiculous 44-point margin. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, they blew them out again. What a shocker. Best team in the world, best players in the world, best results in the world, right? Wrong. Completely wrong. Team USA actually had a very, very rough start to this game thanks to brilliant coaching, maybe poor basketball and poor sportsmanship, but brilliant coaching by the Venezuelan team. They were actually playing against a team that was so fouling happy. Every time Team USA tried to get the ball, they would go down the court for a fast break and get fouled. Venezuela would not give them any fast break points, tallying up fouls like it was candy at a market. They got 29 fouls in the entire game, which is a ridiculous number, giving the U.S. team 38 chances at the free throw line, which the Team USA sunk 32 of, setting their own Olympic record for free throws made, and tying the Olympic record. That was a pretty ridiculous performance from them, shooting 84.2% from the line. But those fouls and that rhythm stopping every time Team USA tried to get in a fast break, which is where they performed the best at, actually helped keep the game very close for the first quarter and a half, maybe about quarter and a half, almost 2 quarters of the game. They were actually tied 18-18 after the first quarter, with Venezuela having the lead for a couple of moments in that first quarter, which may sound stupid because they're like, oh wow, they kept with them for 12 minutes or 10 minutes or so, almost 15 total. But that's a pretty big accomplishment for a Venezuelan team that really didn't have the talent to compete with Team USA. And, I mean, they were actually keeping up with them all the way up until there was 7:49 left in the second quarter. And Team USA only had a 2-point lead, 24-22, with 7:34 to play before halftime. That's pretty crazy to think about how close this game was. But that talent that Team USA has throughout their roster, top down, finally showed through. Their defense started to lock in without fouling back, which was a problem because Venezuela continued to run the clock on offense. They would spread the floor 5 wide or 1 in the middle, 4 out, 1 in, and they would just pass the ball around, run the shot clock down, and wait for Team USA to slip up. Now, it didn't happen too often, but it happened enough to get quite a few fouls picked up throughout the roster. But Team USA's talent and defense really got sparked when Jimmy Butler got put in the game. He had a couple of great moments, and then Carmelo Anthony, who, as we know, is the leader of this team age-wise and definitely experience-wise in the Olympics. He had 10 of his 14 points, in the second quarter, and hit 2 3-pointers in the period, which actually helped ignite the bench because they were feeling pretty dead from watching this game. It was a lot of holding the ball, watching the shot clock run down on defense while Venezuela continued to pass the ball around the perimeter, and then a lot of fouls, going to the free throw line, slowed pace, no fast breaks on the offensive end. But thanks to a couple of great momentum starters from Jimmy Butler, who had an amazing 17 points, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, and defensive ability off the charts, of course. And then Carmelo Anthony's offense in the second quarter, they won a 24-4 run to lead 48-26 at halftime, which is insane. There's not many teams that you can see that will actually be able to go on a run like that and have a 20-point turnaround in only 7 minutes of play. But they did it, forcing 8 turnovers in the process, which, as you can tell, is the key point for this U.S. team, forcing turnovers and getting out and running. So they ended up getting a huge lead at halftime, they built it up even more, going in 75-51 into the fourth quarter. And at that point, Venezuela had already given up. USA outscored them 38-18 in the fourth quarter, with Kyle Lowry going nuts, 4 assists, and then Butler had 8 more points, and Paul George had 14. So it was just a disaster in that final period. But Venezuela definitely gave teams something to think about when playing Team USA, because fouling them so they can't get in a fast break rhythm, and holding the ball on offense, trying to get them to slip up, get lazy, get some easy buckets in, was a great method to hang with Team USA for almost a quarter and a half. Now, if they could have done that for the whole game, that would have been impressive, but they would have ran out of players because they were fouling so crazily. But it was definitely a good strategy to see if maybe some better teams with better rosters might be able to do it for a little bit longer, hang with a team and stay within 20 points maybe. Obviously, that's the bar. And now you're sitting there asking yourself, well, what team can actually be better than Venezuela and be able to do that? Well, person who I don't even know that's talking to me, I got an answer for you. Australia. Now, you guys might not be watching Australia's team, but they're tied with the US right now in Group A for the preliminary round. They're both 2-0, wins and losses, of course, with France and Serbia being 1-1 and China and Venezuela 0-2 in that group. And Australia is playing Team USA tonight, 6 p.m. You gotta watch it, of course. But why do you gotta watch it? What's so great about Australia? Well, first of all, they're a fantastic team. They actually have 5 NBA players who you may know. You have Patty Mills, obviously from the Spurs, champion. You have Matthew Dellavedova from the Cavs, champion. Andrew Bogut from the Warriors, another champion. So you're talking about some experience right here. You have Joe Ingles and Aaron Baines, Pistons right there. And then you got Cameron Barstow from the bench, who's also a newer player in the NBA. And they're actually playing very well, especially Patty Mills and Matthew Dellavedova. People used to rip on Dellavedova for the way he passes and the way he shoots because it looks a little awkward. But man, in Olympic play, he's been incredible, especially the last game they just played on Monday. They beat the Serbia team by 15 points, 95-80 in the Carioca Arena. And not only did they beat them by 15 points, but they dominated them on the offensive end with great efficiency, especially Dellavedova, who shot 7 for 8 from the field, 23 points, and 13 assists. Now, you want to know what the best part about this and what shows his passing was just key to this victory? 0 turnovers. That's right. He had 13 assists, he had 23 points, he didn't turn the ball over a single time. Patty Mills is also really good, 8 for 17, but he shot poorly from 3 again, 2 for 9. He had 26 points though, showing up, playing well. And then Bogut obviously was good on the boards with 12 total rebounds. But they have a great team built up right now. They are really showing their ability, especially in the offensive end, with the way Dellavedova has been playing, distributing the ball properly, being the point guard for this Australian team, and helping to run it well. Because when they're on offense, they look like an experienced roster. They don't look like a bunch of mishmash players who are just better than the competition, which Team USA can look like sometimes because they are a mismatched band of amazing players. With Dellavedova running this offense, Patty Mills on the wings, Andrew Bogut in the middle, they look like an actual team, and they play like one too. And that's fantastic to watch because it means that they might have a chance at staying within 15 points against Team USA tonight at 6 p.m. I can't wait to watch it, and I'm really hoping that it's actually a good game because they really look like they know how to play with each other. And if their defense can hold up, especially Dellavedova on the defensive end and Andrew Bogut as the rim protector, then you'll definitely see a competitive match for at least the first half, maybe the first 3 quarters. So definitely something to look forward to is Australia upsetting Team USA. Obviously, I doubt that's going to happen. I highly doubt that's going to happen. But it's always fun to watch, right? That's what the Olympics are for, where miracles happen. And then the other group, we have the preliminary round group B, which has Argentina and Lithuania tied 2-0, Brazil and Croatia at 1-1, and Nigeria and Spain still winless, 0-2. And yesterday, Brazil's win against Spain was a pretty incredible finish. 66-65, a 1-point victory. You want to know how that 1-point victory happened? It happened because Pau Gasol missed 2 free throws with under 30 seconds left to play. Pau Gasol, NBA champion, used to be called soft after his performance in 2008 against the Celtics in the finals, and today he should be getting called soft again for the way he played against Brazil. He couldn't even make a single free throw to actually tie this game up. Never mind win the game, which he had the chance to do. He dropped 13 points on him. Are you serious? 13 points on this Brazilian team, who has one of their best players being Nene Hilario. Are you serious? Nene, you couldn't drop more than 13 points, and you missed 2 free throws? That's pretty key in an Olympic game. And Marcelo Huertas from Team Brazil, actually shut down Calderon on the offensive end, which really limited Spain's offense because Calderon's a great shooter, which actually allows Spain to spread the floor since you obviously have Ricky Rubio distributing the offense, and he struggles to shoot anything outside of a layup. And to be honest, he struggles to shoot those too. Let's be real here. Ricky Rubio sucks at scoring. So without him being able to shoot, and with Marcelo Huertas shutting down Jose Calderon, it was up to the Gasol to really try to get points for his team. And yet, he never made one of them. And that was really huge. And some people are blaming it on the crowd because obviously the crowd was wicked loud. It was talking about a Brazilian team playing against Spain in a Brazilian arena, and it was deafening in there. But Gasol plays in the NBA. He's played in loud arenas. He's played in Oracle. He's played in ACC. I mean, come on. That's what he's used to. He needs to be able to play in an arena that's loud. That's such an excuse. He really deserves to get ripped for this. And Spain has been so inconsistent with poor guard play in this Olympics, which there's supposed to be some great point guard duo with Jose Calderon and Ricky Rubio, but Ricky's inability to make shots, further clogging the paint, which is really not working since their only offensive game plan right now is give it a Pau, give it to the 36-year-old, go, go, go. They give it to him, he can't do anything, they pass it out. Guess who can't shoot? Rubio. Guess who can't get open? Calderon. There you go. Offense jammed, and they lose. They have no basic off-ball movement. The players are rarely cutting, and it's a post-up ISO-heavy offense. It doesn't really work well with an aging Pau Gasol. Now, if you had Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol together, and they were playing like they were in the past, they wouldn't need to do anything. They would be able to compete for silver. But they don't have that anymore. And with Pau's passing game, you'd expect some more cutting and off-ball screens so that you can actually use his abilities. But they're not doing it, and the coach really needs to get his head in gear because he really hasn't done what he should to fix their offensive system. Get some more off-ball movement so that Pau actually has the ability to use his triangle passing game to get the whole team involved without having to worry about passing it out to people who cannot shoot a shot from outside the paint. Simple as that. So they're really not going to be looking like a threat in this Olympics because their whole team is just all discombobulated. The team is not being run well, coached well, and Pau Gasol can't carry them. He is choking right now. So I wouldn't expect too much from Spain, but it was definitely a great game to watch and very, very interesting all the way up to the final buzzer sounded. So we've had a great couple of days of the Olympics so far, and we got plenty more coming tomorrow. We got plenty more coming the next week. And tonight, 6 p.m. is Australia versus Team USA, which I cannot wait for. Hope y'all are just excited. Hope you check it out. Give your predictions down below. And I'll be coming back to you in a couple days with another episode to recap all the Olympic madness going on. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment with your opinion about the game tonight. Have a great day, everyone.